Hey there boys and girls, luckySkillFaker here, and today we have another Battlefield 3 sniping gameplay commentary. And this time I want to talk a little bit about the L96, and I also owe you some explanations because there will pop up a second video right now. And this is one of my older videos, which is called Why People Hate Snipers, or Why People Hate to Get Sniped. And if I make this commentary long enough, then there will be another older gameplay. And I want to kind of review and show you guys how the L96 used to be, and also that it needs to be fixed. So just by the looks, you can tell in the older video in the upper right hand corner, you can see that the L96 used to look a lot more like the J&G when you were holding it on the screen. And the L96 used to get a little bit more like the old M98B used to look. But anyways, I'm just going to talk a little bit about how the L96 used to be and how it is in its current state and what they need to fix. So first of all, there's apparently a glitch. I don't know if it's just if you're using the G17 silenced, but if you die and you get revived and you pull out your weapon, your L96, you will see through the scope with a normal pistol zoom, and you will shoot the suppressed silenced. It's like you have still your secondary out and you're shooting suppressed silenced ammunition, but you're looking through your L96 scope with a very low zoom scope. Just to say that, in the end you can see it, this definitely needs to be fixed. It was pretty funny the first time I just saw it today, and when I was playing, and I was like, what the fuck is going on? But anyways, let's talk a little bit about the L96 and how it is right now. So right now the L96 really has no place in Battlefield 3. So the problem with it is, since the J&G90 came, it basically took its place. So the L96 also always used to be the go-in between the SV98 and the M98B, since it got a 10-round magazine, which is good for the aggressive recon playstyle, but still it got the second highest bullet velocity right after the M98B. Again, this is before the J&G90, the close quarters DLC dropped, and after the March patch, which introduced the extreme amount of suppression, if I remember everything correctly. So yeah, the next thing that happened was that the J&G90 came. It had the same amount of bullets, but it had a better bullet velocity, which resulted in less bullet drop. And on top of that, it also had a faster rechambering time. So you were able to shoot faster with the J&G than you were with the L96, which made it more reliable and also more viable in close quarters engagements. And so you could say the J&G pretty much took the L96's place. But I think the L96 got later on nerfed, or even before that, a little bit more, because now I'm going to talk about how the L96 used to be. So if you compare the screen, the old gameplay and the new gameplay, you can clearly see that the L96 looks differently. It basically looks like the J&G90 right now. So they practically like switch places. And the L96 had some really cool features. One of them used to be that the 8x zoom scope and also the 12x zoom scope, they had not the exact zoom level, so they weren't really 8x and 12x. They were more like a 6x and a 10x, maybe 8x zoom scope, so you weren't zoomed in as much. And also the circle where you were able to see your targets in was a lot like wider with the L96, which means that you basically were able to see a lot more through your scope because of the low zoom level, and also because you just had a like bigger circle, so you were basically touching the edges on top of and bottom of the screen, not like right now where you have like a black bar still in between, which is blocking lots of view, which you could use in order to just see the enemies or spot them or something. And another really cool thing about the low zoom was that it basically made it look like the L96 had basically no bullet drop, because I think most of you people know that know that if you use a low power zoom scope and you're shooting with it, the bullet won't drop as much because you're not zoomed in as much. And I really like the 6x zoom scope. It was basically like the one from Battlefield Bad Company 2, like the standard one. And it was like so good for everything. It made it like viable for long range, medium range, close range. You could basically rule the L96 in every situation you were like thrown in. That also was the reason why it was my favorite gun. It was just like the go-to gun for me, the aggressive recon beast. But they screwed it up a lot. They nerfed it to oblivion, and once again, I really don't know why. They made the scope normally, so you have a proper 8x and 12x now, with the like with the smaller circle like all the other rifles. Like I said, the zoom was reduced or like put right, so actually increased. Then they increased also the how's it called, the rechambering time, and made it the slowest. I mean, it would kind of make sense for the M98B from my point of view, but not for the L96. Like I said, the L96 right now has no place, and it needs to be something needs to be done, because they later on they screwed up the L96 again. They had like something like a reverse bullet drop, where the bullet was actually flying above the crosshairs and then was dropping. So it was doing like kind of a bow, like zeroing in real life, kind of, but in the game it just actually made it inaccurate. And yeah, so I say, if DICE or someone else who might be able to do it, please fix the L96. It's not anything near what it used to be. Another real big problem I have with it personally, I don't know if it's like true, because I can't like count it or measure it, but the hit detection just feels like off. Like I am shooting so often and I feel like, man, I should have gotten that guy, that should have been a headshot, but yeah, turned out to be a leg shot. Right here's the weird glitch where I'm shooting the Glock rounds, the suppressed ones. I was a little bit confused. You can see it when I'm zooming into the scope, that it's not like zoomed in whatsoever at all. So yeah, that's basically my little video on the L96, that it used to be such a beast of a aggressive recon rifle. Was my favorite rifle. Then they completely screwed it up. Even right now, the stats just make it like so bad and not viable anymore. So I really hope that, I actually don't think that it'll get fixed, but I really hope that they will put it back to how it was, especially how it looks on the screen, so make it more like G90, because they just kind of switched those two rifles and just nerfed the crap out of the L96 and and they were just giving the J&G all the attention. And yeah, I think this pretty much wraps it up for all the stuff. Like I said, the upper left, right-hand corner was old gameplay, how the L96 used to be before the March patch, which was absolutely awesome and amazing. Gameplay in the background was crap. And yeah, I think it's pretty much all for now. I hope you enjoyed the video, and luckySkillFaker out.